Preparation is the key. When people call me at night or text me in the daytime or anytime, they're like, oh, when can I get to school and get to school? Because I want to be in school before the end of this year. Okay, when are you starting? What have you done so far to show yourself approved that by the end of the year you should be here at school, that you want to go to, you want to further your education? Have you taken your TOEFL? If your school requires you to take TOEFL, it's not as if it's mandatory that all schools will want you to take TOEFL. If no, your school doesn't want you to take TOEFL, then it is fine and good. Then let's walk to the next step. Have you filled in your admission processes? Oh, you haven't. Then how do you expect yourself to come to school during, the end of the year? Because you have to give yourself a starting time and an end time. Meaning, it's more like a project. It's a project for you, and you're determined to accomplish your goal according to the time period or timeline that you have given yourself. So, prepare for the TOEFL if you need it, or the IELTS, or the PTA exams, English-based tests, and make sure that you could do very well in those tests if it is required for you to go to your specific school of choice. If not, then erase that one from your plan and be like, okay, my school doesn't need this, my school doesn't need this. Okay, I have to fill in the form. You go in and you fill the form accurately. Take your time, because you have given yourself a time period that you're going to make sure that you could go to school here in the US at a certain period of time. When you're done with those ones and you have someone that could look through your application process, talk to the person, be like, oh yeah, I have done this, I've done that. Could you help me go through and see if I'm doing the right thing? Don't just dump it on one person. Be like, oh yeah, could you please help me? I will help you, but you have to give me enough reason to help you that you are putting effort into your school. Like I said earlier on, 90% of your admission process should be you, the student who has the zeal of learning. Then the rest, you can give it to Google and you can give it to your relative, your friend, or whoever. That's just how it works, because it helps you to know the right information for you to give whenever it's needed for you. Probably you want to call the school and they ask you, okay, have you filled this? Because you are not the one making those filling those information in, then it's hard for you to even be able to provide those information. You'll be like, can you give me a second, let me call you back. It tells a lot about you that you are able to give out those information accurately. Secondly, the IRF. My school uses IRF to evaluate high school results from countries that is not inside the US, or students who are coming from countries outside the US. So the IRF basically evaluates your result according to the US GPA aggregate. So usually when I gave them my result, I had only A, B, so I didn't know what my GPA was at the end of the test when I took my WAEC or whatever exams that you take in your countries. The IRF would definitely evaluate those scores that you have and translate them into the US based however they score here in the US, which is by GPA. So if you have 2.0, 1.5, those are the aggregate percentage, whatever. That's they want to see at the end of the day when they evaluate it from each courses. They're going to tell you what you got, aggregate score, GPA for each subject that you took when you took your high school, and they give you the total aggregate. I think that's what I saw when I did mine. It's been a long time ago. But the IRF is a very good tool that my school used to evaluate students and to determine if they are qualified to get the admission into the school. Other schools may just ask you to fax your transcript, like your WAEC result, just like that, and they'll do it themselves in the school. But all said and done, try to make sure that you are working according to your time plan. Am I getting in the right documents? And even if you are not, it's good for you to ask questions. And that is why I have this video. You have to do your TOEFL if it's needed for your school, the English-based test in general, whichever one that you feel that you're comfortable with. I was comfortable doing TOEFL because I felt people recommended TOEFL and I felt, oh yeah, I can do it. Then that is the one that I went for. I know someone who did the PT and did the TOEFL because the person felt, oh, I wasn't really good at TOEFL. I think PT would be good for me. The person took PT, that is person test English, and they were good at it, and that's the one they stick to. And my school accept those exams too, so it was okay for the person. And also try as much as you can to find resources to prepare you. So I usually recommend people to eds.org. They have a TOEFL self-paced lesson. It is free. You don't have to pay for it. You just have to use your internet to go through those courses at your own pace and at your own time. You don't need to buy books from online or anything. It's just free, and you have a teacher who teaches you like the basics, how to answer the questions, what to expect on the exam, and it just have the same feel like when you are writing the test, the main test. So I would advise you to always use the EDX or something that you feel comfortable with. And I don't know for the PT and the IELTS. I know I found a link for my cousin who wants to do IELTS, and I can also put it down below in the description box for you guys to go and look in and see the one that when you look through it, you see the one that you really enjoy doing. I think IELTS is cheaper. It's like $160, and the TOEFL is close to $200. I don't know if the price has dropped, but the last time I registered for someone, it was $200. So, and if you have any questions, anything that is like something you really want me to help you to understand more, just leave your comments below, and see you next time. And please do subscribe. Thank you.